Let me ask you something straight up. When was the last time you watched Brazil look genuinely lost against an African nation? Not struggling, not grinding, lost, unable to touch the ball, confused. Because that is exactly what Morocco did to them. And if you blinked, you might have missed just how significant that 45 minutes of football actually was. Right, so the final score was 1-1, and yes, I called it. Predicted 1-1 before kickoff, and there it was. I'm not going to pretend that makes me some kind of oracle, because honestly, the more I watch this Brazil side, the more I think that scoreline was almost generous to them. Morocco deserved more. Not in a, oh well, they tried hard kind of way. I mean in a cold, tactical, footballing sense. Morocco were the better team for significant stretches of this match. And the only reason Brazil got their goal was an Achraf Hakimi error, handing Vinicius Jr a chance on a silver platter. You take that moment away, you take that individual mistake out of the equation, and I genuinely don't know when Brazil score. Now let me tell you what struck me most about Morocco, because this is where it gets interesting. The way they described Morocco's style of play, and I said this myself and I stand by it, is that it's very Arsenal. Very Arsenal. You know what I mean by that? Defensive structure that's genuinely intelligent. Ball retention that's purposeful, not just passing sideways to kill time. Rhythm control. The ability to make the other team feel like they're chasing shadows. For an African nation to play with that level of European tactical sophistication, that's not an accident, and it's not just luck. Morocco's geography and immigration patterns mean their talent pool has been shaped by European football culture for decades, and you can see it on the pitch, you see what I mean? And then there's the 18-year-old, Ayyoub Bouaddi, 18 years old, playing a World Cup group stage match against Brazil, and he looked like he'd done it 100 times. The composure on this kid, the vision, the way he received the ball under pressure and didn't panic, didn't rush, just processed and moved it with the kind of calm you normally see from someone 10 years older. Arsenal have apparently been tracking him. And honestly, watching that performance, you understand why. When you see a teenager control the tempo of a game against Brazil, you pay attention. The goalkeeper, Bono, deserves credit too. There was at least one moment where a teammate's error could have been catastrophic, and Bono read it early, positioned himself, and dealt with it before it became a crisis. That's not athleticism. That's football intelligence. Morocco, top to bottom, showed football intelligence in this match, and that's genuinely exciting. Now, Brazil. Where do I even start? I've watched Brazil my whole life. Most of us have, right? And I will say it plainly because someone has to. This might be the weakest Brazil squad we've seen in our lifetimes. And it's not one thing, it's structural. It starts at fullback. Brazil's traditional strength in the fullback positions, that pipeline of attacking fullbacks who could do everything, defend, cross, overlap, assist, that pipeline is dry. The flanks in this match had no pace, no penetration, no threat. And when your flanks are dead, your entire attacking game collapses inward, which means everything runs through Vinicius Jr on one side, and that's it. One player, one source of danger. Every team in this tournament already knows that, and Morocco exploited it comfortably. Then there's the tactical setup before Carlo Ancelotti made his corrections. I have to say, the original lineup was a mess. Lucas Paqueta on the right wing, Rafinha through the middle. Why? Why would you do that? Paqueta is a central midfielder. He doesn't want to be hugging the touchline. He wants the ball in tight spaces, picking combinations, finding the half-turn pass. On the right wing, he was invisible. And Rafinha in the middle was equally as strange because Rafinha's threat comes from wide, from running at defenders, 1 versus 1, from crossing. Put him central and you've neutralized one of your few remaining creative players. It was a baffling decision. Ancelotti figured it out during the game, credit to him, swapped them back to their natural positions, brought on a replacement for Casemiro, who had frankly been running on empty after a long Premier League season. And Brazil did improve. But improved here means they started looking like a functional football team again, rather than a disorganized rabble. It doesn't mean they looked like Brazil, the Brazil of memory, of legend, of Jogo Bonito. That Brazil was not at this tournament in 30-degree heat, without functioning fullbacks, with a midfielder playing winger and a winger playing midfielder. They looked exhausted and predictable. Here's what worries me going forward. If Brazil finish second in this group, and the way things are going, that seems quite possible, they could face the Netherlands in the round of 16. And the Netherlands, whatever you think of them, are a much more organized defensive unit than Morocco were. Brazil couldn't unlock Morocco. What exactly are they going to do against a Dutch backline? I'm not being dramatic. I'm being honest with you, and if you've watched enough football, you know I'm right. Morocco, on the other hand, are in a genuinely exciting position. Win the group and you avoid some of the tougher paths through the bracket in the quarter-final stage. For a side that controls possession, reads the game well, and has a goalkeeper who can bail them out in tight moments, that matters enormously. Their weakness, if we're being clinical, is converting chances. The counter-attack is there, the structure is there, but when they get forward, they're not always clinical. That's the gap between a great group stage performance and a genuine tournament run. But here's what I keep coming back to, and this is the thing I want you to sit with after you finish watching this video. We talk about football developing globally, we talk about African football improving, we talk about the gap closing, but usually it's talk, usually it's potential, usually it's one day. Morocco against Brazil was not potential. That was actually happening in real time in a World Cup group stage match. An African side playing structured, intelligent, European-influenced football, making one of the traditional giants of the game look confused and second best. The 1-1 scoreline understates it honestly. I called the score before it happened, 1-1. And I'll tell you now, if Hakimi doesn't make that mistake, if Bono has a quiet afternoon rather than a heroic one, we might be sitting here talking about a Morocco win. We might be talking about one of the genuine shock results of the tournament. Instead, we're talking about a draw that Morocco can be genuinely proud of and Brazil should be embarrassed by. Ancelotti has work to do. The fullback problem isn't going away because it's structural. You can't manufacture pace and quality on the flanks mid-tournament. Casemiro needs managing carefully given how much football he's played. And the squad needs to decide very quickly whether they're going to be brave enough to play the way their best players want to play, or whether they're going to keep producing these careful, toothless performances that end in 1-1s and nervous press conferences. Morocco, meanwhile, should back themselves. Arsenal football, intelligent goalkeeper, an 18-year-old who doesn't know what pressure is, and a tactical discipline that most of the so-called stronger nations in this tournament frankly cannot match. I'm genuinely looking forward to watching them again. And for Brazil, I'm watching carefully, very carefully, because this squad, right now today, does not look like a team that wins World Cups. It looks like a team that could go home earlier than any of us expected. And you know what? I said that before the tournament started, and nothing I've seen so far has given me any reason to change my mind. If you found this breakdown useful and you enjoy this kind of in-depth analysis, a like and a subscribe goes a long way in keeping this channel going and motivating me to keep producing more. Drop a comment below too. I read every single one. See you in the next one.